mongoose snake match race has been very popular for years, and that's what we're doing most of the time around the country. What we do is we'll go to a track, and of course they'll pit us against each other, which always makes for real good competition, because I think he and I try harder against one another than we do against anybody else. We're good friends and everybody gets along good, but when it comes to racing, it doesn't mean as much to anybody as it does he and I. And people don't realize that a lot of times. They'll come up to you and they'll say, well, is it, how are you doing for the season? Are you even, or did he beat you, or did you beat him, or something? Or is it your turn to win? And we say, well, our turn to win. They don't seem to realize that we practically blow the engines right out of the cars to beat each other. And you get a set amount of money to come in and make 3 runs, and it has nothing to do with whether you win or you lose. And yet he and I will destroy thousands of dollars worth of equipment and go in the hole for that day of racing just to beat the other guy. I can remember times like 5-6 years ago when we were racing dragsters only, and we had match races, that we've got into predicaments where we didn't speak to each other for 2 months. I mean, it has been that bad.
Don Prudhomme and Tom McEwen have reached kind of a special plateau in this wild sport of drag racing. They've been at it long enough to feel at home in whatever they do here, wherever they happen to be racing. But they're also professional enough to know that at over 200 miles an hour, the speed they reach at the end of a quarter mile, they have to be thinking, changing, and creating something new for their cars and the way they drive them every run, every weekend. And always borrowing, jibing, heckling each other. This is the game they play.
How do you know how tight it is? I tight it the same every week. Just by feel? I got torque wrench. You want a torque wrench? No wonder you guys do so bad.
The second heat goes to Prudhomme at 199.
He's got about 92% nitro, and I've got about 80 in mine. And they're both rich, and his makes more fire like that. I think he does it to light his way, because he's getting to be old, and that way he can see where he's going.
Welcome to CP 101, and this is another classic rewind, and this is another old kit built the same time I built the snake. Last week we had the snake, this week we have the mongoose. Like the snake, this is an excellent kit. It's been reissued several times as the cop-out kit. So if you want to get yourself a mongoose kit, just get the cop-out kit. It's the same thing. And I believe either Slicks or I saw them somewhere. Somebody makes a decal set for the cop-out kit, the mongoose, this race season decal set. For the cop-out kit to turn it into the mongoose. So the decals are out there, so you can get yourself a cop-out kits are easy to find. I mean, they're not difficult to find. So if you're not worried about, trying to collect the box art, what's inside the cop-out is the same kit, so just get that. A couple guys in the snake video commented that they don't they're not big on funny cars because of the frames, and that's why they don't build them. But with this kit and the snake kit, you're not going to have any issues with the frame. Monogram did a super job as far as designing it and making sure that the instructions are clear, so you know where all the cross bracing goes. I mean, they really did a super job, so you're not going to have any issues putting the frames together, whether it's the mongoose or the snake. Like the snake, this one went together easy peasy, and it all fell together. I didn't have any issues. I didn't detail this at all. I just built it right out of the box, so it's there's no plumbing, no nothing on this one. I didn't even do the engine on this one. I just wanted to build it, get a nice looking car, and put it on the shelf like I had when I was a kid. So yeah, like the snake, we got the front and the rear painted in using silver. Again, I didn't want to use chrome, because these cars were fiberglass bodies, and as I said, with the snake, all that stuff was painted on. It wasn't the actual bumpers and stuff. So I just went with nice bright silver to do the front, and the tail lights, of course, the car is red, so you really can't, even though they're painted, you can't tell. But yeah. And the great thing about this and the snake kit, I can go back and do the plumbing. Actually, it wouldn't be that hard to spread the pins apart here and take the body off and get to the frame. So it really wouldn't be that difficult. I'd run shoot cords and everything if I go to detail it out. But yeah, this great kit, just like the snake. The underneath is the same as the snake, no different. Just different body, but same chassis. Is this a Logue? I can't remember the name of these chassis now, but yeah, it's the same thing as the snake. The only difference is the body. So it's oh, I did wire this one. See, I made a liar out of myself. I didn't think I wired this one, but I did wire the engine. That's all I did, though. But yeah, now this kit, like the snake, has two-piece slicks. These are plastic, two-piece, but if you're careful, and you can get them looking as a one-piece. You just have to use a lot of glue. I put a lot of glue on each side of each half, and just let it sit for a while, let that glue attack the plastic, and then I kind of smoosh it together, and then I twist as I smoosh them together. And that gets that melted plastic really to ooze out all the way around the tire. And then I let it sit for a couple days. Let that plastic harden back up again. And then I go back and sand the tires, and that seam pretty much disappears. I love the wrinkle wall tires. I know a lot of guys don't like these. Me, I like them. If I could put wrinkle wall tires on all my cars, I would. They just take a little longer to get looking more realistic. The snake came out pretty good too. I probably could have done a little bit better job on the snake slicks, do a little bit more sanding. But yeah, I like the old two-piece slicks. I think they look great. I like the wrinkle wall. Because in real life, slicks look like that. They weren't hard, like a street tire. They had give, obviously for a reason. But yeah. So there it is. There is the Mongoose. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the beginning, where we had Don Prudhomme and Tom McEwen. Of course, Tom McEwen has passed away, and yeah, those two guys were iconic. So, and a couple of years ago, I think, last year, maybe it's 2 years ago, I don't remember now, but Don Prudhomme restored his Cuda. He restored both of the hauler trucks for the Mongoose and Snake, and he rebuilt the Mongoose. Made a new Mongoose. The Mongoose he made wasn't the original car, but he had a clone made of it, and ran around for a while touring both cars and the trucks, and they sent them off to auction at Barrett Jackson's. So somebody's got these cars and the hauler trucks. So, and I used to get all excited as a kid when I see these coming up to the racetrack. Yeah, good times back then. Alright, we're going to end this, and we're going to put both cars together as we leave the channel, and hope you guys enjoy it. So take care. We'll see you in the next video.